All right, today we're diving into a really big shift in the world of artificial intelligence, something folks are calling LLM 2.0. Think of it as a new generation of AI, built from the ground up for businesses. And its goal? To solve all those massive problems that are plaguing today's models. You know, the ones that keep leaders up at night. So let's break down what LLM 2.0 really is, and why it might just be the answer enterprises have been waiting for. If you're a business leader, I'm guessing this question hits pretty close to home. You've heard all the incredible promises of generative AI, but you're also worried, right? You're worried about the crazy costs, the security of your company's data, and that undeniable risk that these models can just confidently make stuff up. That's a problem we call hallucination. If any of that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. So to really get where we're going, we first have to understand the problem with where we are now. Let's take a closer look at what we'll call LLM 1.0. You know, that first wave of large language models that we've all become so familiar with. Now, what's so telling about this slide is how all these risks just stack on top of each other. First, you've got hallucinations, where the AI gives you a wrong answer with total confidence. Then there are huge security risks, especially when your sensitive data gets sent out to external APIs. The costs? They're just enormous, mostly because of the need for these huge, power-hungry GPU farms. And the answers you get back? Well, they often come out of a black box with no way to check the sources, which means you need someone with very specialized skills in prompt engineering just to get something useful. And listen, this isn't just some theoretical issue. This quote right here is from Vincent Granville, a true pioneer in GenAI. He was just trying to use these early models for his own work and kept finding that the answers were this unreliable mess of right and wrong. It was that personal frustration that really lit the fire to find a totally new way of doing things, one that was actually built for professional use from the very beginning. So that frustration with the way things were, that's exactly what led to the solution. So now let's get into the good stuff and explore this fundamentally different architecture that's designed to fix all those problems, LLM 2.0. At its core, LLM 2.0, which you'll also see called xLLM, is basically a new standard for business AI. The key idea here is that it was purpose-built to solve the exact problems we just talked about. I mean, it's designed from day one to be hallucination-free, totally secure for your internal data, completely explainable, and, this is a big one, incredibly cost-effective, mainly because it gets rid of the need for all those expensive GPUs. And you know, behind this new standard is some serious credibility. It was developed by Vincent Granville, who has this deep, deep background in data and AI at top-tier companies. We're talking Visa, Microsoft, eBay, plus a postdoc from Cambridge. So yeah, this isn't just some abstract concept, it's engineered from decades of real-world, in-the-trenches experience. Okay, so what really makes it so different under the hood? Let's put LLM 1.0 and 2.0 right next to each other. This will really show the architectural shifts that make this whole new approach a potential game changer for business. This table does a fantastic job of laying out the core differences. Let's just walk through it. Traditional models, they're built on those mysterious black box neural networks. LLM 2.0, on the other hand, uses an explainable foundation. The old models need all that tricky prompt engineering, while the new model uses a simple UI to get your results. Fine-tuning? Forget about costly retraining. Here you get to make real-time adjustments. And this last one, this is huge. Data retrieval. You go from getting partial results with sources that are hard to trace to getting comprehensive results where you know exactly where every piece of information came from. And I really want to double-click on this infrastructure point. This shift from being GPU-heavy to completely GPU-free. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a revolutionary change. By moving everything to in-memory processing, LLM 2.0 just completely sidesteps the massive costs of running GPU farms. And that doesn't just make AI cheaper, it makes it more accessible, opening the door for businesses that were totally priced out of the game before. Okay, so if it's not a black box, then what is it? How does it actually work to give you answers you can trust? Well, the secret is in this really clever, two-layered approach to generating a response. Okay, here's the magic. First, the system creates something called a structured output. Think of this as the hallucination-free foundation. It shows you a bunch of little summary cards with direct quotes from your data, links to the sources, and even reliability scores. Only after that verifiable layer is built does the system generate the classic conversational text answer you're used to, and it's based only on that verified info. So accuracy is baked in right from the start. Let's look a little closer at those summary cards, because this is where that buzzword explainable AI actually becomes real. Each card gives you a quick chunk of info, a precise link right back to the source document, a score for how trustworthy that source is, and a score for how relevant that piece of info is to your question. You even get all the context, titles, tags, timestamps. You have total, complete transparency. Okay, so we've got a transparent, cost-effective, and accurate AI. That's great. But what does that actually mean for the real people doing the work in your organization every day? Let's talk about the practical business value this whole thing unlocks. This is what I love. It shows how this kind of technology can empower pretty much everyone. A regular employee can finally get fast, reliable answers from all that company data. A business expert, what we'd call a power user, can literally create and manage their own AI models without writing a single line of code. Your AI developers can tweak and fine-tune models on the fly. And your IT admins get full control over security and infrastructure. It's really AI that's designed for the entire enterprise team. When you zoom all the way out, everything we've been talking about really boils down to these three massive business outcomes. Number one, accuracy. You get verifiable, hallucination-free answers that you can actually trust. Number two, speed. That in-memory processing delivers insights almost instantly. And number three, cost-effectiveness. Getting rid of GPUs and simplifying the whole setup dramatically lowers your costs. It's that simple. So let's end on this thought. Just for a moment, set aside all the hype and all the risks we hear about, and just imagine, what could your teams, your products, and your entire organization actually achieve if your AI was completely transparent, totally secure, and 100% trustworthy? What new doors would that open up? That right there is the promise of LLM 2.0.